Hey friend, it's Laura with Save with Laura. Thank you for joining me on this wonderful cash stuffing, unstuffing, and debt tracking Thursday. I do know today is May the 14th because I actually thought about checking my phone's calendar to see what day it actually was. So we are going to get started with cash stuffing and unstuffing, and there is no stuffing to do because the only challenge that we completed on Monday was for debt, and debt goes straight into the bank and goes straight to the debt so that we're not accumulating interest. Even though it's usually a small amount from these mini Mondays, small amounts add up over a period of time. So we are going to flip through all of our two binders that we use for cash stuffing Thursday because I know there's some things that I need to pull, and we are going to do that, and then we will get into how much debt we've paid on in the last week. Don't need to touch car tags. Don't need to touch hunting license. Escrow's got $50 in there plus $5 for trailer taxes. We're not going to touch that one. Hurricane doesn't have anything, so we're not touching that. Optavia, this is one we're pulling. So my husband has decided to take a break from Optavia, and this has been building up. So we should have $811. Now there's probably going to be a mistake or two or three in here. We're not going to worry about if we're missing money. It's probably a math error somewhere. So let's just see how much we have. We're going to pull this, and there's a few things that we're going to use this money for. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 87, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. 736 instead of 811. So I wrote down something that shouldn't have been. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 87, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So we should have had, I don't know where regular pen is, actual 736. There's a math problem somewhere. Let's see if it would be a simple math problem. 811 plus 736 minus $75. I probably just wrote something down wrong, did some math wrong somewhere. Who knows? Pulled money out and didn't write it down. We're not going to go back and watch videos and figure it out. It's not the end of the world. So we're pulling that for now. Feel like soap all over my little slip of paper. So Optavia 736. And then we're not touching Walmart Plus. Not touching the emergency fund. There should be $30 in lawn care. Not touching. Don't need to touch the vet. I do need to build that back. Not touching. This 2027 taxes, I remembered after I filmed this, is not for actual taxes. It is to pay our accountant for doing our taxes. ACCOUNTANT for 2027 taxes. I need to make an envelope for that. I forgot to do that before I got started. So let's look and make sure in my stack of envelopes, because I am so organized. That was last week's hunting, last week's mini Monday. We need to deposit week 2 in the bank in the next couple of days because those bills will start coming due. No box challenge. Okay, this box challenge is for this week. This is this week's mini Monday. There's nothing in that one, nothing in that one. That Optavia envelope is empty. I like to reuse my envelopes. Walmart Plus, trailer taxes. That. Okay, so these are all the envelopes that I need for challenges for this week. Our accountant has money in his envelope because I need a little bit more from this week's paycheck, and that will be paying him. Grass cutting for this week is $60. He's coming Saturday. Thank the Lord we finally got rain, and the weeds are tall enough. The grass isn't tall enough. The weeds are tall enough that the weeds need cutting. So we will take weeds need cutting. So these are for future videos. All right, let's go through this binder. Not touching trip 2026. Car will need oil change in the next week or 2, 3, something like that. Housing, don't need to touch. As dinner, don't need to touch. Medical. This says we have $53 in here. We are pulling every penny because I was sick week before last. My husband had allergy issues going on last week. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. And that's just going to go back into the checking account to 14, 53 to build that back up where we both had been paying medical stuff. Clothing. I need new tennis shoes, but instead of pulling it out of clothing, I'm just going to pull it out of Optavia. Leave that clothing money alone. So let's talk about, we're just putting that $53 back. So Optavia. Oh, let's hold off on that for a second. Week 2, we don't need. That's for bills. So let's track this, and then we'll get into what we're doing with the Optavia. So today is, make sure I'm recording. Yes. It's 5:14 when you're seeing this. I'm pre-recording. And we need to add $33.82 because of interest. So 1,073.22 plus 33.82 is 1107.04. Hang on, I'm going to do some quick math just to make sure my brain is braining. 1107.04 minus 73 minus 38.04. Yes, we're close. Okay. So on last week, during the week, which we're recording it onto our ledger today, I made a $73 payment. And honestly, this is probably some rollovers, and I don't know. I didn't write anything down, so I can't tell you. So we're just going to call this rollover from stuff, because I don't remember. So $1,107.04 minus 73 brings our balance back down to $1,034.04. And then the next day, I paid $38.04. I think this one is the debt money. Okay, so I do know what some of this is. $63 of this payment was the actual payment that was due. Some of this, so payment plus rollover. And I think the math is going to say that there's a $10 rollover, and I think that's going to be it when I'm thinking about this logistically. And then we had those two mini Mondays. And that's probably what that is. So we have $1,034.04 minus $38.04. So our balance is $996. Back to I need tennis shoes. I noticed at a festival 2 weeks ago I did with my soap that my tennis shoes, like something felt like it was in my shoe or in my sock, and I couldn't find anything. And finally I ran my finger in the sole of the shoe, and like one little section had like just completely collapsed. And I'm really frustrated because I bought these tennis shoes in December of last year, and it's only May. And I don't wear these tennis shoes every day. I wear them a lot, but not every day. And they were a name brand Belk clothing line tennis shoe. I can't remember the name of the brand, but a decent tennis shoe. It's not like a cheap one. They should last longer than 6 months, I would think, as much as I paid for them. But so that happened. And then I went to go put them on this past Saturday because I did another festival with my soap. And I'm like, what is wrong with these shoes? Because on the inside felt like something was off. They're just breaking apart. So I need new tennis shoes. So we're going to keep $100 out for tennis shoes. And then the rest of this money is not going to completely pay this off, but this is going to be a nice chunk. But I am going to keep out 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20. Here, let's do it this way. I want to put 500 in our checking account to, hang on. Got a weird noise in my kitchen. Let me go check and see what that dog is doing. Okay, sorry about that. For those who are new to the channel, we have a 5-year-old Labrador Retriever. Had a strange noise in my kitchen. He was counter surfing. So, back to this. I want to put 500 into our checking account. 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 40, 60, 85 to bulk it back up with a cushion. So, all this is going into checking. And then the difference, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 136 is going to $996 minus 136 leaves us a balance of $860. And if my memory is right, for this bill, which is a care credit account, when we started tracking, because this is the next in the payoff of the snowball, the starting balance was $1,591.22. And since April 13th all the way down to May 14th, we have paid down to $860. So we paid off $731.22 total since we started tracking. Gosh, that's a lot of money. And if we stay on target and we stay like we're supposed to, this bill will be paid off by the end of the month. So excited. So all this needs to go into our checking account. I'm going to keep cash out for the tennis shoes. And y'all, thank you for just the encouragement and for the support and for allowing me to show up every day, 4 days a week, sometimes 5, just for the accountability for this. So if you are new to this, go back to my very first video and just binge watch the journey, and just to see where we started and where we've come to, and the snowball that's accumulated. It didn't happen overnight. Where we're at today is because of a little bit of dedication every day throughout the course of the last year, because we are in year 2 of this journey. So come back and see us on, today's Thursday, on Saturday, and we are going to be doing our box challenge Saturday, where we save for Christmas and birthdays for 2026. Thanks, friend. Bye.